Hey everyone, welcome to Small Biz Tips. So about 6, 7 months ago, I met this gentleman. He had so much energy. I was like, wow. I had to bring him on here, guys. He is amazing. He's full of gems. David, what's going on, brother?
Yeah, salute you, man. To God be the glory. Thank you for having me on your podcast and just sharing the good news.
I appreciate you coming in. So before we get started and all the gems, who is David?
David is first of all a child of God, right? If you know about King David, he beat Goliath with the sling and the stone. But
Mm,
aside from that, I'm born in Brooklyn, New York. So shout out to my people, Brooklyn, you already
BK, what
know.
up?
And my father is from Haiti, so all
Okay,
my Haitians, and my
let's
mother is from
go.
Jamaica. So I'm born of two immigrant parents who came
Hmm.
here, who came just like most immigrant parents. And my mom came here and really made something of herself. She became a
Mm,
teacher. She started off as an accountant, but then when she had me, pretty much it was, I think a lot of moms out there know when they have kids, they want to
mm.
be able to be with their kid.
Yeah.
And I think my mom changed her career path and then became a teacher so that
Wow.
I wouldn't be what they call at the time a latchkey kid, where she can be home with me and things like that. But
That's
then
awesome.
life took a turn. So her raising me because lo and behold, her son got hit by a car, which is me.
Oh
I got
my
hit by a
God.
car where I was in the and when I got hit by a car, I had got a settlement. Right? Thank God I
Wow.
don't look like what I've been through. I got a steel plate here. I had a fractured jaw.
Wow.
It was a lot. I put my mom through a lot. But, you know, when I got the settlement money, it was
Hmm.
about $100,000. When I was 18, I couldn't touch the money until I was 18 years old.
Mm.
And I wish some of the things that we're learning now, because back then there was no YouTube or no social
Hmm.
media, one of the things that internet, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm probably dating myself right now. Yeah, I know I'm a little older. I'm Generation X, guys, right?
That's a good thing.
Right. So back then, when I got the money, I didn't know what to do. And guess who got the
Mm.
respect in the streets? Well, at that time, it was the drug dealers, right? And they had the
Wow.
flashy cars, uh, nice jewelry, and the fly clothes. And you know what? That's all I knew. So nobody, there was no, podcasts like yours to kind of
Hmm.
talk people like me from the hood to teach us about financial principles that
Mm.
could really set us forward so far forward. And because we didn't have people like yourself at that time, when I got the money, what do you think I did with the money? Because I didn't know the difference between an asset and a liability,
Spend it on
right?
nonsense, getting cars and jewelry, all this crazy stuff.
So I learned something, in my journey is that, poor people, we spend money first and
Mm.
invest, while
Wow.
wealthy people invest money first and then spend, right, from their
Wow. Wow.
profits.
Okay, okay. You get into
And
good stuff.
right. And I wish somebody would have told me that just that little simple jewel,
Yeah.
invest first, then spend versus spend first, then invest. And
Let's talk
usually,
about
that's
that.
just
Um, I got a
yeah.
question for you there, right? So let's say you're a small business owner, you just started your business, you just started making money. Let's say that, right? You made, let's say you made about 100 grand this year in profit. Um, how would they leverage that? What should they do with that money, right? I know it's not financial advice, but a scenario. In that scenario, how would you see them, or if you know someone in that scenario, hypothetically speaking, how would they leverage that? Would they go and invest first, or would they go and spend it back in the business? Like, what would you suggest?
Great
Hypothetically.
question. Um, I learned from Robert F. Smith, who was the
Okay.
billionaire. I was at an expense, right?
Hmm.
And a lot of times, us as business owners or new entrepreneurs, the first thing we want to do is we want to work, right? And
Yeah.
I'm talking about full labor, right? And that is cool, but I know some people who work very hard. They're in the
Mm-hmm.
sun or on roofs, risking their life, doing
Mm-hmm.
things. And guess what? I've never seen anybody get rich from hard
Mm.
work. What we haven't
Mm.
learned is learn how to work smart and not
Mm.
harder, right?
Yeah.
So we work hard, but our money doesn't work hard. And we didn't learn
Mm.
these two things, leverage and learning how to leveraging your time and your money, right?
Yeah.
So Robert Smith, who's a multi-billionaire, said, kind of wealth is like a table, right? It has four legs.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens with a table with four legs is that one leg, I would say, is like life insurance, which is like the foundation. Then
Yeah.
the other leg is real estate. The other
Okay.
leg is credit. And then
Yeah.
another leg is stocks, right? So what happens when one of your legs are not working?
Yeah. The
Guess what?
tables wobble.
People wobble. And
Yeah.
what a lot of small business owners do is the first thing they do without learning how to leverage is that they don't know how to leverage their capital, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they take their money that they worked hard for and then they start the business versus maybe getting or leveraging your credit, maybe
Mm-hmm.
getting a 0% credit card where you can get
Mm.
business $50,000, right? Versus going using your own $50,000. So that's leveraging your credit, right? I just use
Yes.
one aspect. Then also
Okay.
leveraging cash value life insurance, where now
Okay.
you can be your own bank. Because here's the thing with business, we know business goes like this. There's
Yes.
going to
It's a
be
roller coaster.
there's going to be where you go up and where you go down. And a lot of businesses during the pandemic that failed
Mm-hmm.
because they did not have the number one thing, capital. They had the
Mm-hmm.
money to start the business, but when the business took either a slow turn or that unexpected situation came,
Yeah.
they didn't have the capital to maintain the business. That's
Yeah.
why so many businesses went out of businesses. I think back to even when people were trying to get PPP loans and SBA
Mm-hmm.
loans. You know that a lot of small business owners could not qualify
Yeah.
because they didn't have either A, the credit, or B, they didn't have their paperwork in order, right?
Mm.
So these are the things about, just learning how to learn. Then another thing is, I learned from TD Jakes, a lot of us are solopreneurs where we're the one doing everything,
All the work.
where we're
Yeah.
not having time to hire the experts or people to basically let us be great doing what we do, right? But
Yeah.
we're not hiring the people that they can specialize in that department or situation and having strategic partnerships. So these are all the things that a lot of small business owners fall into that trap, and they don't
Mm-hmm.
have a safety net in the event of something happening. God forbid, if they got sick or hurt.
Yeah.
What happens if you go into a partnership with an LLC and the person that you went to a partnership with an LLC got sick with cancer
Mm.
or sick stroke?
Mm.
Now that partner cannot no longer function, or God
Yeah.
forbid, it got into a car,
Yeah.
right? I mean, we don't think about these scenarios when we're in business, but if you don't have certain things in place like key man insurance, which is something that I help people business owners with, where if that partner got sick or passed away, at least now you have the money that you can keep the business afloat.
Wait. You said something
I
here.
mean, I'm
Keymet
being
insurance.
honest.
Now, we're going back on that. That's super important. Tell us more about that. When should a business owner even think about getting Keymet insurance?
From the start. See, this
Okay.
is the thing, right? Because we don't even understand these strategies that banks have been. What I'm sharing is nothing new. It's been around for the Rockefellers been doing this.
Mm.
Ray Kroc from McDonald's started McDonald's. J.C. Penney, Babe Ruth, Oprah. I mean, there's so many people who started businesses the way that I'm sharing it, but just that It's not taught, right?
Mm,
So if people would want to going back to that table, and one of
yeah,
those foundational pieces is life insurance, and not just any type of life insurance. I'm specifically talking about cash value life insurance where you can leverage it, right?
okay,
And you funnel the money through the policy. And now you can take out a loan against the policy in the event of any kind of unforeseen situation that you can't predict, right?
yeah,
But here's the thing about that is getting guaranteed gains because a lot of people are putting their money in the bank. We
yeah,
know the banks are not giving us any on the money, but that's where
nope,
a lot of us park our money, right? And
yeah,
there's a thing called the rule of 52, where if you're putting your money in a vehicle, and let's just say it's earning 1%, if it's
yeah,
earning 1%, that means it will take your money 72 years for your money to
mm-hmm,
double. But people take this deal every day, but they don't know
mm,
better. And that's why you probably see online and social media, everybody's talking about become your own bank because you want to have control over your assets and over your money, right? A lot
yeah,
of times we don't have control over it. And then on top of that, we're paying so much in interest because
yeah,
we don't know these strategies. There's three types of interest that people are not aware of. There's simple interest,
mhm,
amortized interest, and compound interest.
mm,
And those three alone have huge effects. You can borrow $50,000 from a bank, and I'm talking about
yeah,
any institution. Guess what? Because you're paying compound interest, that $50,000 over the life of the loan can
yeah,
probably run you another $20,000 in interest. So
yeah,
that $50,000 loan
you're
really
paying
cost
70.
you $80,000. 80,
Yeah,
50 plus 30, 80, right? But
yeah,
then
yeah,
if
yeah,
you was to take a $50,000 loan and borrowed it from your cash value life insurance policy, you're paying this thing called simple interest, which you can
okay,
save thousands of dollars on taking the same $50,000 loan out.
wow,
One loan you're paying 30,000, another loan you're paying $2,500 in interest for the whole
wow,
year, and it doesn't
wow.
impact your credit score. Which loan would you want to take?
Of course, the one that don't impact
You
my credit
know,
score.
these are all smart money moves. These are all smart money moves, but you see, we haven't been taught these strategies. And banks have been doing this. You can go, banks use this thing called bank owned life insurance,
What
BOLIs,
is that?
where they're
No,
using
no,
the
wait, wait.
same strategy.
Yeah. Tell us more about that because I never heard that before.
Yeah,
Nobody talks about that.
yeah, bank owned life insurance is called BOLI. And you can go to a website called bolicoli.com and you'll see how much billions, banks are putting billions of dollars into cash value life insurance. Why? Because they're guarantees. Whether the market is up, whether the
Hmm.
market is down, whether the market is sideways, you're still gaining guaranteed compound interest. And these are the
Wow,
strategies that just don't need.
that's amazing.
That's how
So,
the wealthy is continually building their wealth in
mhm,
any market.
that's some wow, wow. I love the fact that you've gone in so much detail explaining this different methods that we don't even think about as business owners. So I'm curious, right? Like being in a position that you win, let's say you're working with a business owner, which of the stool of those table legs would you tell them to start first? With the life insurance,
Start
with the
Start with the cash value life insurance, and then you
okay.
can leverage that capital because now you
Hmm.
have that foundation piece because it also does protection,
Okay.
right? There's an IRS code called 7702 where any gains built up into life insurance, you
Hmm.
don't pay any taxes on,
So it's the
right?
IRS code 7702.
Yes, that is a real
Okay.
IRS code. And that's the reason why so many high net worth people park their money into cash value life insurance because
Wow.
you pay no taxes. I'll give you an example. If you and I buy a stock, let's say Microsoft, right?
Yeah.
We buy it at $100 a share. We end up selling that share for $200 or
Hmm.
300 or $1,000, whatever it goes for, right? But
Yeah.
then the profits that you make from that, you have to
Still gotta pay
pay
taxes.
capital gains. You got to
Yeah.
pay capital gains on that. If you're in real estate, right? I'm also a real estate broker. If you buy a house for $100,000,
Mm-hmm.
you sell it for 300,000,
Mm-hmm.
even though you made $200,000, let's say, in profit, guess what? You still have to pay capital
Capital
gains
gain
tax.
tax. Yeah.
Capital value life insurance is the only vehicle where I know where you can get guaranteed compound interest, right? If you're
Mm-hmm.
going and still not pay any taxes on the gain.
Mm.
No other vehicle
Wow.
does that.
Whoa. That's
And
crazy.
protects you from credit. It also protects you from creditors because as business owners, guess what
Yeah.
can happen? Spike and fall, slip and fall.
Yeah.
Sue. Well, guess they can't sue you for your cash value life insurance. They could sue your business, or well, you want to make sure you protect it and put it in LLCs and corp, C corps, S corps, but they can't sue for that
Wait, why not? It's an asset, right?
because it's considered an asset. But unfortunately, the law. See, this is where people got to know the law and the rules of the game, right? This is crazy. This is how. If you want to know how O.J. Simpson protected
Yeah.
his millions, is because he parked a lot of his money into the type of cash value insurance.
Wow.
It's crazy, man, that we don't. This is it blows all that because we're not used to having assets and having a lot of capital, so
Yeah.
we don't know how to protect it. It's easy to make money, but it's another thing to protect
To protect and
from
keep it. I
lawsuits and
agree.
creditors. Right. So
Wow.
these are just many of the vehicles. So now you park the money through the insurance, then you want to
Uh-huh.
get the real estate. You can leverage
Okay.
the cash value from insurance to buy real estate. You see, in my real estate career, doing that 10 years, I noticed a lot of hard money lenders, right?
Mm-hmm.
So hard money lenders, and a lot of them, they wear this little circle on the back of their head, right? They wear the little hat right here. And a lot of the people that I know that are hard money lenders, and they lend out money to people who want to buy, fix and
Mm-hmm.
flip, use their cash value life insurance to loan out the money.
Mm. I did not know
So
that.
now they're getting guaranteed gains on from the life insurance company, which is called a
Yes.
mutual insurance company. Then they charge the investor 10, well,
Interest.
depending on your
Yeah, on the deal
what
you
they
do
call
with
a
them.
skill level, right? Anywhere between, let's say, 6 and 15%. So now
Jesus.
you're making money on top of money, which they give you a 12-month loan, right?
Yeah.
Or some months, 6 months. And now, if you default on that loan, guess what? They get this is how a lot of hard money lenders know how they find properties and deals.
Mm.
Because when you loan that money out and you default because they put a first position lien, right?
They get the
Now they
property.
get to get that asset out. And now because they have the capital, you don't, they can fix it up and sell it and get and recoup the money
While
that they
their money's
lost
still making
by
money
selling the
into the
house.
cash value life insurance policy.
So they're using the fact that you use your time. They leverage the fact that you use your time to find that property.
Mm.
And now if you default loan, guess what? They get to get that property that you looked and had to find.
Wow.
That's how they
That's
find
amazing, man.
it.
Jeez, we gotta bring you back. So time is flying. So to kind of wrap things up, right? What is that one small biz tips you can share with any business owners that can help them in their journey?
Well, I would say one, book an appointment with me. Follow me
Yes.
on IG. My Instagram is proven underscore realty.
Mm.
Proven underscore winners. Sorry, proven underscore winners. If you want to find me, you
Uh-huh.
can just Google my name, David Germain. I'll give you a free consultation. And I can break all of this down with a fine tooth comb because in order to do better, you have to know
Yeah,
better,
you
right?
gotta know better.
And
Agree.
one of the things that I wish is that I would have learned these strategies that I'm sharing
Yeah.
a lot sooner.
Mm.
I think if most people knew the strategy or knew the power of cash value life insurance, because even if you have properties, right? Like my mom,
Yeah.
she left me with 5 properties. Now, probably gonna say,
Mm-hmm.
hey, that's a good thing. Well, I'm gonna tell you, it was a bad thing because those 5 properties had mortgages on them. And
Mm.
guess what? Do you prepared to take on 5 mortgages? No. So
Wow.
if mom would have had this strategy in place, she would have been able to pay off the mortgage in less than 9 years instead of 30 years because you can leverage cash value insurance by leveraging money 2 or 3 times, where now you can pay off a 30-year mortgage in 9 years or less.
Hold
Yes,
on.
I just said
Wait, what? How do
that.
you pay? No, we gotta answer. That's the last question. How do you pay a mortgage in 9 years instead of 30 years? What?
Because you're leveraging your capital. Because if you had $100,000 in the bank, just use that as an
Uh-huh.
example. If you had 100K in the bank,
Yep.
right, and you spend $50,000, how much are you
Mm-hmm.
left with?
50.
$50,000, right?
Yes.
What you didn't realize is that you lost the opportunity for the $50,000 that you spent to make more money. See, when you
Mm-hmm.
would have put that money through a cash life insurance policy, you would have started at 100, and then you're
Okay.
borrowing against the 100, so the 100 is still growing as if you never took the money out. It's the
Uh,
best way I could describe this is like if you talk about equity in a house, right?
okay.
See, if you buy a house for 100,000, it's worth 300, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you take what we call a home equity line of credit
Line of credit. Yeah.
against that, right? Does it stop the house from going up in value?
No.
No, the house is going to go up in value regardless if there's a
Yeah.
loan or not,
Yeah.
right? So it's the same thing when you're taking a loan against the cash that you have in the policy, and the
Mm-hmm.
cash is still growing as if you never.
And then you take that cash to pay down the interest, and then after that, the principal become much lower. Hence, you're able to get out the mortgage quicker.
Because you're
Got
using
it.
the money twice now. One.
Wow, you
That,
drop a lot of gems. Oh my God, that's a big one. So you already tell us how to find you. This was awesome. We got to bring you back. This was amazing. Thank you, brother.
yeah,
Yeah,
man.
thank you for coming on. Thank you for sharing those gems. Please check out David Germain. Do you want to restate your Instagram again?
Proven_winners. Proven_winners. David Germain with the G. DAVIDGERMAIN.
Reach out to this brother. As you can see, he just break it down. This was like a $25,000 consultation. So thank you so much for jumping on. And guys, check him out and have a good one.